Hey Yankees fans, let's talk about all the moves and rumors swirling around this offseason. Because it seems like every day there's a new name popping up as a possible fit for the Bronx. Starting off with pitching, one of the most talked about arms is TK Skubal. And even though his chance of being traded is only around 10%, the idea of him in pinstripes is just so tantalizing that you can't help but imagine what it would mean for the rotation. Skubal is undeniably one of the top pitchers in Major League Baseball, a lefty with 2 Cy Young awards and a Triple Crown under his belt, and last season he posted a 2.21 ERA over 31 starts, striking out 241 batters across 195 and a third innings. The sheer dominance he brings is enough to make any front office sit up and take notice. Of course, he becomes a free agent after the 2026 season, and being a Boars client makes an extension tricky. So the logistics are complicated, but imagining a scenario where he's pitching for the Yankees, stabilizing the rotation, and giving them that ace presence is hard not to get excited about. It would take a lot to acquire him, probably more than the Yankees would be willing to part with. But the mere thought of Skubal on the mound at Yankee Stadium makes the possibilities of next season feel electric. Moving on, another arm that has caught attention is Mackenzie Gore. He has roughly a 30% chance of being traded, and his name came up as a potential fit for the Yankees. Gore, for those who may not remember, was part of that big trade involving Juan Soto and James Wood to Washington, and he has shown flashes of brilliance that make him a compelling target. Last season, he finished with a 4.17 ERA over 30 starts, throwing 159 and 2/3 innings and racking up 185 strikeouts. At 26, he's still in that age range where potential and upside carry significant weight, and the Yankees could benefit from adding another young, left-handed starter to complement their rotation. Of course, the likelihood of him moving to New York isn't high, and the percentages suggest the front office might be more cautious, but the idea is there, and it keeps fans dreaming of a deeper, more versatile rotation heading into the new season. Then there's Edward Cabrera, the towering right-handed starter from Miami, another name linked as a potential addition. Cabrera had 26 starts last year with a 3.53 ERA and 150 strikeouts over 137 and 2/3 innings. Standing 6'5", his presence on the mound is commanding, and he has the kind of profile that could slot well into the Yankees' rotation. While Sandy Alcantara has also been discussed in trade rumors, insiders suggest that if the Yankees are going to add a starting pitcher, the more realistic target is Tatsuya Mii, another high-profile arm who has drawn interest throughout the offseason. Mii is known to be aligned with the Boras agency, and it seems that any negotiations there could move faster than some of the other options floating around. Yankees fans know that securing a top-tier pitcher is always a priority, especially to protect a rotation that saw ups and downs last season. And whether it's Mii or another arm, the focus remains on ensuring the team has that elite starter capable of taking them deep into the postseason. On the offensive side, there are some intriguing possibilities as well. Jeff Pass highlighted several position players who could be moved, and while names like Steven Kwan and Ketel Marte appeared on the radar, it was interesting to note that the Yankees weren't mentioned as potential landing spots for them. Kwan, with a 25% chance of being traded, and Marte, with a 40% chance, could shake up the market, but it seems that the Yankees might look elsewhere to address any gaps. That being said, if the team were to miss out on some big targets like Cody Bellinger or Kyle Tucker, the need to add quality hitters becomes even more pressing. Inside the roster, players like Jones and Dominguez are considered for more regular roles. But looking at last season, Dominguez had moments of brilliance mixed with stretches of inconsistency. He started 73 games in the first half of the season, posting a .760 OPS. But overall, his performance was uneven, both offensively and defensively. Still, there were flashes that made you remember why he belongs at the major league level. And for a team like the Yankees, developing and giving chances to homegrown talent remains an important piece of the puzzle. Speaking of Dominguez, his name also came up in discussions of trade possibilities, with insiders noting that he could be included in deals involving other players. However, the general consensus seems to lean toward keeping him in New York, given the team's need for infield depth and his potential to contribute in key moments. Alongside that, Brendan Donovan emerged as a player with a higher chance of movement, approximately 75%, with the Yankees listed as one of the possible destinations along with the Dodgers, Red Sox, and Mariners. Donovan, a left-handed bat, had a strong season with the Cardinals, making the All-Star team for the first time, hitting 10 home runs and driving in 50 runs while posting a .775 OPS. He also brings versatility, having played significant innings both in the outfield and at third base, although fitting him into the current Yankees roster could require some creative positioning. The team has Jazz and McMahon holding primary spots, so any move involving Donovan would likely hinge on how other roster pieces are shuffled. Nonetheless, adding a player with that level of offensive upside and flexibility is always an intriguing proposition, especially as the Yankees aim to keep their lineup competitive in the toughest division in baseball. Now, defensively, conversations have also revolved around the fit of certain players in the outfield. Kyle Tucker, for instance, has faced criticism in some circles for perceived defensive limitations, but the numbers tell a different story. In 2024, he recorded 7 defensive runs saved, which is a clear indicator of his value on the field. Even though he may not be on the same level as Cody Bellinger in every aspect of defense, he is far from a liability. The idea of bringing him to New York, potentially playing left field, adds a dimension to the lineup where his offensive production can be maximized without compromising defensive stability. With Aaron Judge's unique situation as a cornerstone of the team, managing his playing time becomes crucial. Preserving his health and focusing on his hitting prowess, possibly shifting him into a full-time designated hitter role, could open the door for younger, impactful players like Tucker to contribute more regularly. This strategy mirrors how other franchises have protected their stars while still maintaining competitive depth across the roster, and it is a discussion that makes sense for a team looking to balance immediate success with long-term sustainability. Looking ahead, the Yankees' offseason is shaping up to be one of careful maneuvering, weighing trade opportunities against the development of current roster pieces. With arms like Scoble, Gore, Cabrera, and me on the radar, combined with position players capable of making significant impacts, the team has options. The challenge will be navigating contracts, agent relationships, and the potential moves by other teams in order to assemble a roster that can compete at the highest level while maintaining the core identity of the Yankees. Fans are watching closely, analyzing every rumor and report, and imagining the combinations that could elevate the team from contenders to champions. While not every speculation will materialize, the excitement comes from seeing possibilities unfold, considering strategic additions, and anticipating the way these pieces could come together to form a roster that mixes elite pitching, offensive firepower, and defensive versatility. Continuing with the Yankees' offseason discussions, one of the most compelling conversations revolves around the idea of strengthening the outfield and adding offensive depth while balancing defensive responsibilities. The team has been linked to several high-profile bats, and one name that keeps surfacing is Kyle Tucker. Beyond the numbers, Tucker offers a combination of power, contact, and athleticism that is incredibly appealing. While critics have pointed to perceived defensive shortcomings, the broader perspective shows that he can adapt to multiple outfield positions, and with the Yankees' current roster configuration, he could fit seamlessly in a left field, allowing Aaron Judge to focus on being the elite hitter he is, potentially even transitioning into a full-time designated hitter role. This would help preserve Judge's health over a grueling season, given his significance to the team's lineup and overall success. In terms of offensive strategy, the Yankees are clearly prioritizing versatility. Players like Brendan Donovan, who can handle multiple positions and provide a left-handed bat in the lineup, become even more valuable in this context. Donovan's performance last season was impressive, and his ability to contribute in the outfield as well as infield positions gives the front office flexibility. The question becomes how to balance playing time with existing roster staples like Jazz, Chisholm, and McMahon, but the presence of Donovan adds options that could make late-inning substitutions and lineup rotation much smoother. It's a chess game, and the Yankees have the pieces to make strategic moves without sacrificing key contributors. The rotation remains the heart of the offseason discussion. TK Scoble's name continues to generate excitement. even if the likelihood of him moving to New York is low. The thought of pairing him with the Yankees' existing starters, or potentially adding someone like Mackenzie Gore or Edward Cabrera, paint a picture of a rotation capable of dominating the league. Each of these pitchers brings a unique skill set. Scoble, with his left-handed dominance and elite strikeout ability, could serve as the true ace, while Gore offers high upside and developmental potential, and Cabrera provides a powerful, tall right-hander to add depth. Tatsuya also remains a prime target, and with ongoing links throughout the offseason, there's a strong possibility that the Yankees could acquire him, maintaining their reputation for pursuing top-tier pitching talent. As for position players, the conversation shifts to how the Yankees might configure their infield and outfield to maximize both defensive coverage and offensive firepower. Dominguez, despite some inconsistency last season, is still a player with upside. He showed flashes of brilliance in key games and has the kind of tools that make him a valuable asset if used strategically. His potential inclusion in trade discussions does not necessarily indicate a departure, but rather highlights his value in scenarios where roster flexibility could allow the Yankees to strengthen other areas. The balance between giving Dominguez playing time and finding opportunities for other contributors is delicate, yet it's a situation that the front office seems to be handling with care. The catcher and first base positions also play into this strategic approach, with Aaron Judge being one of the most important pieces in the lineup. Maintaining his health is paramount. Placing him in a designated hitter role, as has been done historically with other elite players, would allow the Yankees to protect his athleticism while still benefiting from his offensive production. This opens opportunities for other players to cover outfield spots without compromising the lineup's overall strength. If Cody Bellinger or a player of similar caliber were to join the team, the Yankees would have multiple options to configure their lineup dynamically, adapting to injuries, matchups, and strategic needs throughout the season. Offensively, the Yankees are looking for consistency and depth. Bringing in players who can handle pressure situations, contribute in clutch moments, and provide a mix of power and contact is essential. Someone like Brendan Donovan, who has shown the ability to hit and drive in runs, adds that layer of reliability. Likewise, Tucker's bat could complement Judge and other core hitters, creating a lineup that is difficult for opposing pitchers to navigate. The combination of young talent and experienced stars provides a balance that has the potential to make the Yankees a formidable force once the season begins. Defensively, the conversation is nuanced. While there are concerns about certain players' abilities in the field, advanced metrics often reveal a more complete picture. Tucker's defensive stats, for example, show that while he may have a few weaker seasons, overall he provides solid coverage and can adapt to the demands of Yankee Stadium's outfield. Likewise, other players who may not traditionally be seen as defensive standouts bring flexibility, allowing the team to adjust based on matchups and game situations. This adaptability is critical over the course of a long season, where injuries, fatigue, and strategic decisions can change the lineup night to night. But before we continue, please remember to join our channel and give this video a like. Your support allows us to keep bringing you the latest news about the New York Yankees. Feel free to share your thoughts on the news in the comments. The rumor mill is spinning faster than ever in New York as whispers from Yankee headquarters suggest a shockwave of changes that could redefine the team's dynamics. According to insiders, the Yankees have reportedly secured a surprising reinforcement, sending shockwaves through both fans and rival locker rooms. The announcement, shrouded in mystery and strategic timing, hints at a bold move that seems almost uncharacteristic of the normally methodical front office. Sources close to the team suggest that this surprise addition is not just another face on the roster, but a game-changer, someone whose presence could immediately impact the lineup and clubhouse energy. While official details remain under wraps, the buzz around the player's identity has been unstoppable, igniting speculation across sports networks and social media alike. Industry analysts are already debating whether this acquisition signals a shift toward an aggressive championship push or a strategic adjustment for the long term. As if the shock of this reinforcement wasn't enough, the Yankees are said to have also parted ways with a veteran who had been a fixture in the team's strategy for years. The move, while rumored to be part of a larger plan to refresh the roster, has left fans divided. Some lament the departure of a beloved figure whose leadership both on and off the field was invaluable, while others speculate that this could be the first domino in a series of high-profile maneuvers aimed at reinvigorating the team's competitive edge. Rumors suggest that the decision may have been influenced by a combination of performance metrics, contract considerations, and a desire to inject new energy into a lineup that has shown flashes but struggled with consistency. Sources indicate that the veteran's exit was amicable behind the scenes, though social media chatter paints a picture of surprise and intrigue among supporters who had come to expect stability from the Yankees roster. In the midst of this frenzy, insiders caution that nothing is set in stone. The team's front office is reportedly weighing additional moves, and the surprise reinforcement could be just the beginning. With speculation running rampant, fans and pundits alike are keeping their eyes glued to the latest developments, knowing that one bold decision from the Yankees can reverberate across the league. If the rumors hold true, this season could be remembered as a turning point, where calculated risks and unexpected maneuvers define the narrative of one of baseball's most storied franchises. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the New York Yankees, please subscribe to our channel and give us a like. We always appreciate your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.